off to a great start here. I didn't really paint or draw much in January, so we're gonna start in December of 2019. I was feeling pretty burnt out in January. Just wasn't a great month for me. So yeah, that's where we are. This piece is from late December. So this one I was really proud of this because it felt like a step forward in realism and surrealism, which is what I wanted to experiment with pencil. Yeah, this is the direction that I thought my art was going to go in 2020, was more of this. But instead, I got a watercolor set for my birthday, which is in January. I think this piece was from January, but I don't like it, so ignore that one. I really like this one, which I did in early February. And these swatches came later, after I got my White Nights set. But this piece I really love. I love how moody it is. I really like the watercolor blooming almost on her shoulder, and just like the little added strokes like there. I love this piece. I wish I hadn't done the pink on her lips, but yeah, I was really proud of this piece in February. Next up, we have this piece, which was intended to be like a smoke, like her face is made of smoke and then her hair is fire. This is on the Strathmore paper. I don't like that paper, and it's really hard to layer on it, I found. And then I was also using the little Cotman watercolor set, the 12 pan travel set, which is also hard to layer with. You can actually kind of see there's like some waxy effects that were happening, and I don't know what was causing those. And then on her face, I was getting so frustrated with all the layering that wasn't working. I just went in with like white watercolor, so it's not gouache, and it was like really chalky. And so this painting had a lot of mistakes, and it was not very fun to paint, I'm gonna say. But I also feel like I learned a lot about gradients and planning a piece beforehand, and I like how it turned out in the end. So that's that piece. And oh no, you can see my desk. All right, moving on. We are into March, which this piece. I really like this piece. This was painted with the Cotman watercolors again, but it's on Canson mixed media paper. So layering is even harder, which you can see on the cheek here that was just kind of turning into a mess, and eventually I just had to stop. But I was really proud of myself because I freehanded this entire piece. Well, I freehand all my drawings, but I didn't use a reference for anything on this drawing, which it turned out pretty good for that. You know, chin is a little big, but maybe I just draw people with big chins because I have a big chin. Anyway, I really love how the flowers turned out. I like the dry brushing effects over here. So all in all, yeah, really happy with this painting. You're gonna hear me saying that a lot because this is a review of my favorite paintings that I did in 2020. And what do you know? Another painting that I'm really happy with. Yeah, this was painted with one color. I think it was quinacridone magenta. I had just gotten my White Nights set, so I had upgraded my watercolors, and oh my goodness, what a difference that makes. So yeah, this was really like a value study, and I'm really happy with it. I like the little splatter effects. I think the values turned out really well. I like that the focus is on the eye. The big kind of explosion thing, which fun story, my mom actually asked me if I was doing okay when she saw this piece because it does look a bit violent. I didn't mean for it to look violent. Honestly, what happened is that I messed up the hair because I'm not an expert at painting hair. I can draw it pretty well, but painting hair is not my forte. And so I just kind of tried to cover it up, and then I tried to do like a little watercolor run. But the White Nights watercolors are not very good they don't move very much. So it was a bit difficult to do that, and so that area was kind of a mess. But overall I like the piece, and I think it's much more interesting to have that than to have just a regular face, and it takes up this area in the corner. So dare I say I like this piece again. Alright, now we're on June. This piece was actually painted with only 2 colors. Madder Lake, which is a white knight's name. I don't know the actual pigment information. And Viridian. And these colors, actually, I think I have the swatch test for this. So this is the swatch test where I was trying to figure out what combo of like pinky, reddy, and green that I wanted to do. So I really liked this blue color, but it wasn't really what I had in mind. And then this one was what I settled on. So this is the Madder Lake, and the emerald green is just Viridian. That's what it is. So I really liked the deep purpley colors you get from it. And you'll see on the painting, I really stayed in this value range, or this hue range. I didn't use either of the colors just straight up because, you know, they're very different colors, but together they make these gorgeous muted purples and greens. I'm really happy with a lot of the like dry brushing effects that you can see. It was definitely a struggle to get the trees to work out. I did a lot of layering and then they would just dry a lot lighter, so I struggled to get them to actually look like a forest and trees. But overall, I really like this piece. I think it was a big step forward in just realizing that I really love painting with limited palettes. Quick little self-promo here. If you want to see more videos with limited palettes, I have one more that will be up there, and I have some more on my Instagram, but I've only filmed one other video, but there are more coming. Alright, July, another big painting. This one I did a lot of studies for. I really like the blooming effects. I like that they add some texture in the top half of the painting, because I have a habit of leaving the tops of my paintings really empty, and I've been tempted on a lot of them to just like cut off the top, like just slice that off. I actually did on this painting slice off the bottom. So if you look at these, see that they were painted on the same size of paper originally, and then I just didn't look like how the bottom was turning out, so I just sliced it. Oh yeah, I'm super happy with how the face turned out. Originally it was just like purples and like warm blues, and then I just really felt like it needed some more variety, so I added this almost turquoisey wash on the sides, and I really like how that turned out. I think it adds so much more interest. This is also my first time painting feathers, so I didn't plan them out too well, so they're a little bit lopsided. Alrighty, August here is a piece that I did in my sketchbook. This was, I believe, another limited color. I love this piece. It's actually my current profile picture on Instagram because I just like it so much. Yeah, I just love the intensity of her gaze. I really like the gradient, and also the hair. The hair makes me really happy. I'm really proud of that because it's so loose, but then it has those little defined pieces, and that's something I want to definitely do more because I really like how that turned out. Okay, the September piece is actually on the same spread. This is not finished yet. I have not gotten around to it. But this is the piece that I painted in September that I was most happy with. It's actually kind of a self-portrait. I was just feeling really, really anxious because of just the general state of the world, specifically the US where I live. So this is how I was feeling. So October was Inktober. I didn't finish it this year. These were the first 2 days. I love how this turned out. I really took my time with that, and it was actually my first time inking a hand. I like the lines here. Body could be a little bit better, but that one I'm really happy with. I really like this one, and by the way, my Inktober playlist will be linked here, I believe. Might be that side, but I don't know. So you can watch the process of all of these if you're interested. I think this one might be my favorite though. I love the simplicity of the lines and the bold strokes of the hair. I'm really happy with that style of inking, so I definitely want to explore that more. Hey, November. This one is a bit controversial for me. I actually kind of hate this piece, but I didn't really paint or draw that much in November. I was kind of burnt out from Inktober and burnt out from all the election stress, and I didn't paint that much. So this I painted for my art class, and I ended up using a bit of white gouache in the face because it was too dark and it was a whole mess. And so that's the whole piece. Again, I really feel like I could just slice off the top and bottom. Yeah, that's November's piece. Not extremely happy with that one, but that's okay. Sometimes you have to give yourself a break. And we're back to December. I really like this one. It was kind of a struggle because I've never painted cloth before. That was a struggle, and also figuring out the colors was hard. What I originally wanted was for the top to be a lot cooler of a green than the bottom, but I didn't really achieve that gradient as well as I wanted to. And again, you can see a little bit of gouache on the face. Only white gouache mixed with watercolor because I didn't have anything else. So the ear is kind of a mess, but other than that, I really love how the head forest part turned out. For some reason, I paint a lot of these, dudes with forests on their heads. I'll go get some of them and show you the progress, I guess. I feel like I should have a whole video of just, here's my progression painting dudes with forests on their heads. Alright, here's the bonus section of Isabel drawing forest dudes. So this is forest dude number 1, one of my earliest watercolor paintings, which is why the skin is a little blotchy, but still maintaining that, surreal element that I had been experimenting with in 2019. And then in April we have this dude who, March, never mind. March, this was I think this was maybe the first day after school's shut down, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna paint every single day in quarantine. That lasted about 4 days. So that's that dude. Pretty happy with him. And then we have this dude I really like, and you can find the video for this dude up here. This was one of my first YouTube videos. I really like him. I think he's pretty cool looking. So that is a summary of my paintings for 2020. If you like what you saw here and what I've been doing and you want to see what 2021 holds, you can subscribe, or you can go follow me on Instagram or whatever, or you can just not, you can leave if you want to. Anyway, so I will see you in the new year. Alright, bye.